Move to the left. No, further. Actually, just step out of the frame completely. I looked at my sister Ashley. We were at our parents' 30th anniversary party. The photographer was setting up the family portrait. What? You don't match, Jordan. Look at us. Mom, Dad, me, Blake. We're all blonde, blue-eyed, tall. You're different. The photo will look better without you in it. I glanced at my parents. Mom looked away. Dad cleared his throat, but said nothing. You're telling me to leave the family photo because I don't look like you? I'm saying the aesthetic will be more cohesive. It's Mom and Dad's special day. The photos should be perfect. You understand, right? That was June 2022. I stepped out of the frame, watched my family pose without me. Blonde, blue-eyed, matching. Perfect. I left the party early, cut contact with all of them. 18 months of silence. Last week, Ashley showed up at my apartment at midnight, panicking, crying, holding Mom's hospital intake forms. Jordan, please, Mom collapsed. She's in the ICU. They need family medical history. And I found this, the emergency contact form from when she was admitted. It lists her children. And Jordan, you're listed as her biological daughter. But Blake and I were listed as adopted. What those hospital records revealed shattered everything Ashley thought she knew. And what I discovered about why they'd always treated me differently, I never saw it coming. If you've ever been excluded from family photos or events because you don't match, stay with me until the end. Your support means everything to me. Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Has your appearance ever been used against you by your own family? Let's talk about it. Now back to my story. Let me take you back. June 2022. My name is Jordan Ellis. I was 28 years old, living in Chicago, Illinois, working as an accountant at a mid-sized firm, making $68,000 a year. My family lived in Minneapolis, Minnesota. My parents, Catherine and Michael Ellis, my older sister Ashley, who was 31, my younger brother Blake, who was 26. I'd always been the odd one out, physically, I mean. My family, all of them, were tall, blonde, blue-eyed, classic Scandinavian looks, Minnesota through and through. I was 5 feet 4 inches, dark brown hair, brown eyes, olive skin. I looked nothing like them. Growing up, people always asked if I was adopted. My parents would laugh it off. No, Jordan just takes after Michael's Italian grandmother. But Michael's Italian grandmother had blonde hair and blue eyes in all the old photos, so that explanation never made sense. Still, I didn't question it. I was their daughter. They said so. That was enough. But the differences went deeper than looks. Ashley was confident, outgoing, popular. Blake was athletic, charming, the golden boy. I was quiet, bookish, anxious, the one who didn't quite fit. My parents never said anything directly, but there were patterns. Ashley got the bigger bedroom, Blake got the newer car, I got hand-me-downs, and we'll see. Family photos were the worst. I'd stand next to them, obviously different, while strangers commented, "Oh, she must take after the other side of the family," followed by awkward silence when my parents couldn't explain which side. That June, my parents threw a huge 30th anniversary party, rented a venue, hired a photographer, invited 150 people. I came, wore a nice dress, tried to be happy for them. The photographer gathered us for family portraits. Let's start with the parents and kids. Big smiles. We lined up. Mom, Dad, Ashley, Blake, me. The photographer looked through his camera, frowned. The composition is a bit off. Maybe if... Ashley interrupted. Jordan, can you move to the left? You're throwing off the balance. I moved. The photographer adjusted. Still didn't look satisfied. Actually, Ashley said, louder this time. Jordan, maybe you should just step out. The 5 of us match better aesthetically. You know, height, coloring, the whole look. The photos will turn out better. Everyone froze. The photographer looked uncomfortable. Guests nearby stopped talking. Ashley, that's inappropriate, I said quietly. I'm being practical. Look at us, Jordan. Mom, Dad, Blake, and I all look like a unit. You look separate. I'm thinking about the photos. about what will look best on their wall. I looked at Mom. She avoided my eyes, looked at Dad. He stared at his shoes. Fine. I stepped out of the frame, walked to the edge of the room, watched them pose, watched the photographer snap picture after picture. The perfect blonde family, no dark-haired daughter to ruin the aesthetic. After the photos, I found Mom in the bathroom. Did you know Ashley was going to say that? Oh, honey, don't take it personally. Ashley's just particular about photos. She excluded me because I don't look like you. You're being sensitive. It's just pictures. Just pictures that will hang in your house, that you'll show people. Pictures where I don't exist because I don't match. Jordan, do you even want me in family photos? Be honest. She didn't answer, just touched up her lipstick and walked out. I left the party, drove back to Chicago. That night, I blocked all their numbers, unfriended them on social media, made the decision. If I didn't match their perfect family aesthetic, I wouldn't try to fit in anymore. The first few months were painful. Birthdays, holidays, no calls, no texts, no, we miss you. But also no relief. They didn't reach out, didn't apologize, didn't even seem to notice I was gone. That told me everything I needed to know. I threw myself into work, got promoted, senior accountant, $78,000, started therapy, talked about feeling like I never belonged, about always being different, about wondering why I looked nothing like my family. My therapist asked questions that made me uncomfortable. Have your parents ever explained the physical differences? They said I take after a great-grandmother. Do you believe that? I don't know what to believe. Have you ever asked to see baby photos, birth certificate, hospital records? No. Why would I? Because you're describing a lifetime of not fitting in, of being treated differently, of looking completely different from your entire family. That's worth investigating. I thought about it, but didn't do anything, too scared of what I might find. Months passed. I dated, made friends, built a life in Chicago, a life where I didn't have to explain why I didn't look like my family, where I could just be Jordan. Then, last week, my phone rang at midnight. Unknown Minneapolis number. I almost didn't answer. Hello? Jordan, it's Ashley. Her voice was panicked, crying. Please don't hang up. It's Mom. She's in the hospital. ICU. She collapsed. It's serious. My stomach dropped. What happened? Stroke. Major 1. They're not sure if she'll make it. Dad's a mess. Blake's on his way from Seattle. Jordan, I know we haven't talked. I know what I said was horrible. But Mom's dying. Please. We need you here. Why? So I can stand in the corner and not match the aesthetic? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was cruel. I was wrong. But please, Mom's asking for you. She's conscious? Barely. But she said your name, multiple times. Jordan, Jordan, please come. Against my better judgment, I said, I'll be there tomorrow morning. I drove to Minneapolis, arrived at the hospital at 9 a.m., found my family in the ICU waiting room. Dad looked 10 years older. Ashley was pale, eyes red. Blake hugged me immediately. Thanks for coming, he said. I know Ashley said something terrible, but we need you here. How is she? Critical. They're running tests. She's stable, but it's bad. Ashley approached me slowly. Jordan, I'm sorry. What I said at the party. We'll talk about it later. Let me see Mom. A nurse led me to Mom's room. She was hooked up to machines, tubes, monitors, eyes closed. She looked fragile, small. I sat beside her, held her hand. Mom, it's Jordan. I'm here. Her eyes fluttered, opened slightly. She looked at me, tried to speak, couldn't form words, but tears ran down her face. It's okay. Don't talk. Just rest. I'm here. She squeezed my hand, then closed her eyes again. I stayed for an hour, then went back to the waiting room. A doctor was talking to my family. We need complete family medical history. Any history of strokes, heart disease, clotting disorders. It's critical for treatment planning. Dad nodded. I'll provide everything. We also need information about the children. Genetic factors matter. I have the intake form here." He held up a clipboard. Catherine listed 3 children: Ashley, age 31, Blake, age 26, Jordan, age 28. Is that correct? "Yes," Dad said. The doctor looked at the form more carefully. "It says here that Ashley and Blake are adopted. Is that accurate?" Silence. Complete silence. Ashley grabbed the clipboard, read it, went white. "What? This says Blake and I are adopted?" The doctor looked confused. "Is that not correct?" "No, I'm not adopted. Blake's not adopted. Jordan—" She stopped, looked at me. "Jordan's the one who doesn't match. Jordan's the one who looks different. If anyone's adopted, it's her." The doctor checked the form again. "According to this, Jordan Ellis is listed as Catherine's biological daughter. Ashley and Blake are listed as adopted at ages 2 and 1 respectively." Ashley's hands shook. "That's not possible. That can't be right." Dad stood up abruptly. "Doctor, can we discuss this privately?" "Mr. Ellis, I need accurate medical history. Is the form correct or not?" Dad looked at Ashley, at Blake, at me, then said quietly, "It's correct. Ashley and Blake are adopted. Jordan is our biological daughter." Ashley dropped the clipboard. "What?" Blake looked like he'd been punched. "We're adopted?" "I can explain," Dad started. "You told us Jordan was the different one." Ashley's voice rose. "You let everyone believe that Jordan was the outsider, that she was the one who didn't belong." "It's complicated. How is this complicated? You lied to us for our entire lives." A nurse intervened. "Please, this is an ICU. You need to keep your voices down or take this conversation elsewhere." We moved to a private waiting room, closed the door. Ashley turned on Dad. "Explain. Now." Dad sat down heavily. "Your mother and I got married young. We tried to have children. For years. Nothing worked. We went through fertility treatments. IVF. Nothing. The doctor said Catherine couldn't carry a pregnancy." "Then, how is Jordan your biological daughter?" Blake asked. "We adopted you two first. Ashley in 1991, Blake in 1996. We were happy. We had a family. But Catherine was devastated she couldn't have a biological child. She felt like she'd failed as a woman." "So what changed?" I asked quietly. "In 1994, a miracle. Catherine got pregnant, naturally. No treatments. The doctors couldn't explain it, but she was pregnant. With you, Jordan. We were stunned, thrilled, terrified. Why terrified? Because you were our biological child, and Ashley and Blake were adopted. We worried it would create division, that people would treat you differently, or that we would. So you decided to treat me like I was the outsider instead?" I felt anger building. "No. We tried to treat all 3 of you equally, but Catherine—" His voice broke. "Catherine couldn't help it. You were her biological daughter, the child she thought she'd never have. She connected with you differently, more intensely. That's not what it felt like. It felt like you preferred them. We did prefer them, not personally, but publicly, because people kept commenting, kept asking why you looked different. We didn't want Ashley and Blake to feel like the adopted ones, so we let people think you were the different one, the one who didn't match. You threw me under the bus to protect them. We wanted them to feel secure, to feel like they belonged. But in doing that, we made you feel like you didn't." Ashley was crying. "All those times I made comments about Jordan not matching, about not fitting in. You never corrected me. I should have. I know that now. Why did you exclude her from family photos? Why did you go along with it?" Dad looked ashamed, because Catherine was worried that if people saw family photos, they'd figure it out. They'd notice Ashley and Blake looked like us, and Jordan didn't. They'd ask questions. We'd have to explain the adoption. We thought we were protecting Ashley and Blake's privacy. By erasing Jordan? Blake's voice was sharp. "That's insane." "I know. Looking back, I know how wrong it was. but we were trying to do what was best." "Best for who?" I asked. "Because it wasn't best for me. I spent my entire life feeling like I didn't belong, like I was the broken piece, and it turns out I was the only biological child, the only one who actually matched." Ashley stood up, started pacing. "This explains everything. Why Jordan always seemed secondary. Why Mom and Dad prioritized our feelings over hers. Why they let us treat her like an outsider." "I never meant," Dad tried. "Yes, you did. You absolutely meant to. You made a choice. Protect the adopted kids by making the biological kid feel adopted. How does that make sense?" "We thought it was the right thing. It wasn't. It was cruel. It was backwards. And Mom knew. Mom filled out that hospital form knowing the truth, knowing Jordan was her biological daughter, knowing she'd treated her like spare parts her whole life." I felt tears building. "Did she ever love me? Really love me?" Dad's face crumpled. "Yes, God, yes. Jordan, your mother loves you so much, maybe too much. That's why she pushed you away." "That doesn't make sense. She was terrified of showing favoritism, of making Ashley and Blake feel less loved, so she overcompensated, pushed you away, made you feel less important. But in her heart, you were everything. You were the child she thought was impossible. Then why didn't she protect me? Why did she let Ashley exclude me from photos? Why did she avoid the truth?" "Because she was ashamed. Ashamed that she couldn't treat all three of you equally. Ashamed that she loved you differently. Not more, just differently. And she thought hiding that was better than admitting it." Blake spoke up. "I don't understand something. If Jordan is your biological daughter, why does she look nothing like you?" Dad hesitated. "Jordan looks like Catherine's biological mother. Catherine was adopted too." Everyone turned to stare at Dad. "Mom was adopted?" Ashley asked. "Yes, Catherine's adoptive parents were the tall, blonde couple you knew as Grandma and Grandpa Ellis. But Catherine's biological mother was Italian. Dark hair, brown eyes, olive skin. Catherine never met her, never knew much about her. But when Jordan was born looking exactly like that side of the family, it was like meeting her biological mother through her daughter." "So I look like Mom's biological family?" "Yes, exactly like them. Catherine used to stare at you when you were little, said it was like looking at photos of her birth mother. It connected her to a part of herself she'd never known." "Then why hide it? Why not celebrate it?" "Because Catherine was ashamed of being adopted. Her adoptive parents made her feel like her biological family was lesser, not good enough. When you were born looking like them, she didn't know how to process it. Part of her loved it. Part of her was ashamed of it." We sat in silence, processing. Finally, Ashley said, "I need to apologize. To you, Jordan. For everything. For the photos. For the comments. For making you feel like you didn't belong. I didn't know the truth. But that's not an excuse." "You made my life hell," I said quietly. "You excluded me, mocked me, made me feel like I was defective." "I know, and I'm sorry. I can't undo it. But I'm so sorry." Blake nodded. "Me too. I went along with it. Treated you like the odd one out. That was wrong." "Did you two ever wonder why I looked different?" They both shook their heads. "We just accepted it. Accepted that you were the different one, the outsider," Ashley said, "because that's what Mom and Dad taught you, that I was the misfit." Dad put his head in his hands. "I've failed all of you. I thought I was protecting Ashley and Blake, but I destroyed Jordan in the process, and I taught Ashley and Blake to see their sister as less than. I'm sorry. To all three of you." A nurse knocked on the door. "Mr. Ellis, your wife is awake. She's asking for Jordan." I went back to Mom's room, alone this time. She was conscious, eyes clear. "Jordan." Her voice was weak, slurred from the stroke, but present. "I'm here, Mom. I'm sorry, so sorry, for everything. The hospital form says I'm your biological daughter. Is that true?" She nodded, tears streaming. "Yes." "And Ashley and Blake are adopted?" "Yes." Why did you let them treat me like I didn't belong? Because I was afraid of loving you more, afraid of hurting them, so I pushed you away instead. Biggest mistake of my life. You excluded me from family photos. Because I was ashamed that you looked like my biological family, the family my adoptive parents made me hide, the family I was taught to be embarrassed about. I have the same blood as you, Mom. I'm your daughter, the one you carried, the one you birthed, and you treated me like I was the adopted one. I know, and I'm sorry, so sorry. Can you forgive me? I looked at this woman, my mother, who'd spent my entire life making me feel like I wasn't enough, like I didn't match, like I was the problem. I don't know if I can forgive you. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I'll be here while you recover. Because unlike you, I don't abandon family just because it's uncomfortable. She closed her eyes. More tears. Thank you. Mom survived the stroke. She's recovering slowly. Physical therapy, speech therapy, learning to live with the damage. I visit once a week. We're building something, not mother-daughter yet, but something. Ashley and Blake are in therapy, processing being adopted, processing the lies, processing how they treated me. Ashley calls every few days. I want to make this right. Tell me how. I don't know yet. Just see me. Really see me. Not as the outsider, as your sister. I'm trying. I promise I'm trying. Dad moved into a smaller place. Says the family home has too many memories, too much guilt. He's in therapy too. Last month we took a new family photo. All 5 of us. Mom in her wheelchair, Dad beside her, Ashley, Blake, and me standing behind them. We don't match. Different heights, different coloring, different everything. But we're family. Real family. The messy, complicated, imperfect kind. Ashley had it framed, sent copies to all of us. On the back, she wrote, "The Ellis family, all of us. Finally." I hung it in my apartment. Not because we're fixed, we're not, but because it represents truth. Finally. I'm Jordan Ellis. I'm 29 years old. 18 months ago, my sister told me I didn't match the family aesthetic, excluded me from photos, made me feel like I didn't belong. When Mom got sick, hospital records revealed the truth. I was the biological daughter. Ashley and Blake were adopted. The whole family had been living a lie to protect them by sacrificing me. Mom was adopted too. I looked like her biological family, the family she'd been taught to be ashamed of. So she made me feel ashamed too. The truth came out. We're all in therapy, all rebuilding, all trying to be a real family instead of a matching aesthetic. I don't know if we'll succeed, but for the first time we're trying honestly. No more lies, no more pretending, no more excluding people who don't match. Just real people, with real differences, building real connections. Sometimes the truth hurts, but lies hurt worse, for longer, and deeper. I finally matched my family, not because I changed, but because they finally saw me, really saw me, as I've always been, as I was always meant to be seen, their daughter, their sister, their family, matching or not. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly means the world to me, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I love reading every single one of them. Each comment inspires me to keep creating stories for you. See you next time.